Hello everyone and welcome to this brand new video. Now I know I'm about 4 days late on this, but here is the behind the scenes January 2014. Um, right here, they just sort of give you a rundown of what's going down. Massive update to player-owned ports, reimagining the giant mole boss, Haiti Wolf, Slayer updates, and the launch of Power to the Player's poll system. So these are all the updates that are scheduled to come out in January. The first thing that they have up here is Power to the Players, which I'm sure you all have already heard of, where they are now giving us polls running at least, I don't know, around 5 or so per month, and it's like 5 or 6. They said 6 polls in January. So these are similar to the old school poll system. If you have not played old school or voted in that, um, well, like I don't play old school myself, but I always go over there and vote. And it just seems like it's such a great way to sort of involve the players in the community with the game that they're playing and seeing what they want in the game and what they don't want. So this is a really good way for Jagex to sort of keep the players from, I don't really want to say rebelling, but it'll keep the players from complaining too much and hating because they now have the power to say what they want in the game rather than just being stuck with it. So I know a lot of people are going to say, why don't you pull removing EOC or something like that? And that's not going to happen. They're starting it now, and they're not going to go back on any previous update. So the updates or polls that they're going to be running in January are as followed. Which do you want us to work on first, the Elf City or Invention skill? I would personally want the Elf City simply because I know it's going to be an awesome quest as it will be the finale of the Elf series. I just hope that it's nothing too complicated such as the Morning's End 1 and 2 because those were just really annoying. Um, what sort of new dragon do you want to be added to the game? I think, what was it? Alchemical Dragon. They have the responses to these on the forum somewhere, so I can make a video on that if you want to, but a friend has already made that, so if you just want to go over to his channel and see that, you can. Which group of creatures would you like to have reworked? Drop tables. Now, there are a lot of Slayer monsters that should probably have their drop tables sort of reworked, seeing as their rares are no longer rares, or they are still rare, but the values just crashes down to out price on pretty much everything. So I just think that Slayer monsters should have constant drops rather than those like ultra rare, such as like the Dark Bow, which is at elk price, Dragon Boots, even though people don't really kill skeletal mages or anything like that. So yeah, I think they should just have more common drops that will amount to something later on. Should our Easter holiday event be traditional eggs and bunnies, or a fun 6-age event with cabbages versus monkeys? Now, I would say eggs and bunnies, but in the past they have not really um, sort of done a good job on that. I mean, they had the cockatrice and that other guy that you had to collect eggs for the other year, and all you got was like an egg on your head. It's just like it just didn't like amount to anything. So I think I'm going to go with the 6-age event, even though I have a little bit of skepticism about cabbages versus monkeys. Um, but it should be a laugh, I guess. Should we make some changes to our world list? I really think they should. There are a lot of things that could be added to sort of make things a little easier, um, such as like mini games or bossing or something like that, where you can go to that world and just find people rather than having to always hit up the forums, asking your friends to come and play a mini game with you, and that kind of thing. And also for people who lag too much on foreign servers, so they can just add more servers like that. Which map would you like? And also they could reduce the amount of worlds on their world list, because right now there are several worlds that sort of cover the same thing, and if they just put them all together it would be a little bit easier. Although you could also have 2 worlds for sinkholes, because it takes you at least like 10 minutes to get into a sinkhole. It's just really annoying to ever finish off those 2 sinkholes daily because you're just sitting around for most of the time. And the final poll here, which map would you like to see added to our special secret 2014 minigame? Now, I'm really excited for this minigame. I mean, uh, I don't know when the last time they even added a minigame to RuneScape, but this should be like really good now that they have the EOC. They can really do something cool with it. I mean, all the new bosses that they brought into the game have really utilized the new combat system, and I think that this definitely is promising for sure. And this is the most important update of the year, and they're just saying that now the future is in our hands and we can sort of pick what we want. And of course, the annual, I think it's like third annual thing with the Haiti and Skull wolves up in Relica. They're both coming back, and you can kill the Haiti wolf for the paws and Skull for the boots. And it really helps you with your combat if you're still trying to train that up, although a lot of people are maxed by now on that. But the Skull boots for sure are going to help people with agility. That's just a given right there. I mean, that's really how I trained my agility up when I had access to those boots because they just make it so much easier. But now this year they are bringing the brothers, Ear and Valkyr, who were actually in the Blood Runs Deep quest, and they're, I don't know, I'm not really sure what exactly is going down, but Ear wants you to find his spear and helmet, and I'm not sure if this is going to sort of lead into a quest or not, but I guess you're going to get maybe more bonus XP, and yeah, because right here they're saying that, well, Haiti and Skull are aimed for players with mid to high combat levels, although Skull, you can really just be a level 3 and get your boots that way. You just have to contribute to the um, bonfire, I believe. I don't know if you have to deal damage to him or not. I'm not really sure on that, so sorry about that. But right here, these are the rewards that you will get: cosmetic items, bonus XP in combat, woodcutting, and agility, and new equipment rewards, plus prayer and divination XP from the newly added Ear content. So I guess you're going, if you get his spear and helmet, you're going to get prayer and divination XP. That will really help people who are still training divination, as it is sort of slow like agility. Prayer could be worth it for people who are struggling with money, but it's not really worth it to use it on that if you can only pick between those two. But I guess it says and, so you're going to get both. But I would say divination's a lot better in that regard. Now finally they're going to add a batch 2 to ports. Now it has been a little over a year now since ports was released into the game, and they're adding 2 new zones, which are the shield and loop, and I guess these are going to be the last 2. I don't see them really adding it into in between any islands that are already out there, but I could be wrong on that. And they will also give you new resources and trade goods, but if they do add them afterwards, how much longer can you make these missions? I mean, right now it's like 13 hours or so for the last one, so are these going to be like 24-hour missions or what? We'll just have to see on that. But now we go into sort of the rewards that you're going to be able to get from these new resources, and you're also going to get scrolls. The Reef Walker's Cape, which I think it's probably going to be a hybrid cape because we already have, I mean, it's only one cape, so they can't really give us one form of combat cape. So it may be melee because, I don't know, it could be mage as well. I don't really know, but range just, they don't use capes. You have the accumulator or attractor and that sort of thing. So I'm not too sure on this. I believe it's going to be a hybrid cape, but I could be wrong. The Leviathan ring, which I'm guessing will also be hybrid. I hope it's, actually, I don't really know. It should be a little better than the circuit, 6H circuit ring and Onyx ring. So we'll see on that. And they'll probably make a tradable version of it too, so that will make it available to all players. And then they're also going to bring Death Lotus darts, which I don't really see too many people using because, I don't know, darts just have never really been that viable. However, if you can make a lot of them out of few resources, then it may become usable and viable to use these darts, but I guess only time will tell because this is level 85 uh, weapons, and also the armor is level 85. So everything from ports is level 85. And here we go. Here are the new adventurers. We have the trapper, the chef, and architect, which are cooking, construction, and hunter. And they all require level 90. So um, you may want to start training those skills up so you can get a head start on the new ports batch. So that should be really cool. Since I'm comped, I can go ahead and do this. And they will also have new story missions and also new ship components, which is sort of a given because you're going to need um, more stuff. So I guess that's that. And they're also going to add a new random event in ports to sort of make it, sort of make like a more fun random event rather than the barmaid. I mean, that was kind of annoying and boring. I've only done it like 3 times maybe, and because it's just not worth it really, in my opinion. Um, let's see, what else do we have here? That's really it. We have, in total, there are 300 new voyages being added across all zones, so there's never been a better time to get your ports up and running. So yeah, if you haven't really been up to date on your ports, go ahead and do that so you can get up to the last areas. Next, they're going to be working on the giant mole. Now, I'm guessing everyone knows that there is a giant mole in RuneScape. However, if you're unaware of that, he's probably one of the most joke of a boss monsters you can find in RuneScape. He's under Falador, and he's just really annoying to kill, and he doesn't give any good drops. I mean, what does he give you now? He gives you like mole parts, which you can then give to the gardener, who will in turn give you some bird's nests, which it was decent money, I guess, before EOC, but now since Cerebrus are worthless, it has also crashed the price of bird's nests. So you really have to rely heavily on the seeds that you get. So you're just gonna hope for like magic tree seeds or U seeds or something like that. But they are going to be making the mole a little bit better. However, it's still not going to be like this extremely difficult boss monster. It's going to be more of a introduction to bossing for lower level players. I'm assuming that they're going to use some EOC sort of abilities with him so that players have to use like freedom or provoke or something. So that'll be cool. So prepare to encounter the all new reimagined never more vicious giant mole, and they're going to be reworking the graphics. He looks a little bit different in this. This is the concept art and the combat mechanics, which is going to utilize the EOC and drops of this encounter. So they'll be giving us a little bit better drops rather than just mole parts and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see more people attacking the giant mole and getting money that way. Hopefully it'll give you decent GP per hour, so we'll just stay tuned to that. What else do we have? Yeah, the fight is intended to introduce boss fighting, and also they want you to have around 110 combat, so you may want to get your level up for that. And they also say you can go into a 3-man team. So this is hard mode. I guess they're just adding hard mode to pretty much every boss, so maybe this will also be good for high level players, but I just don't see the giant mole dropping anything that valuable. I mean, what do we still really need to add to the game? The only thing I can really think of is, yeah, I can't even really think of anything. Maybe range. I'm not really sure. We'll sort of see on that. Those who stand victorious can expect upgrades to the anti-dragon shield, farming potions with speed up the growth of patches, and consumable roots which can remove nasty damage over time effects from their users. So I guess these are the sort of drops, so I don't really see why you need an upgrade to the anti-dragon shield from a mole. It just seems a little odd. Like, It should be something added to dragons, such as like the visage is used to upgrade it to a dragon fire shield, which is now sort of useless now. I don't really see why they're trying to upgrade the anti-dragon shield a different way. Um, Maybe, I don't know. I guess the anti-dragon shield will no longer be used against dragons. It'll become like an anti-mole shield or something. I have no idea. But yeah, farming potions. So this could actually be good for my herb runs, which I do every day. I mean, this is what I pretty much log on to, and then I just log off from RuneScape. I just do my herb runs. That's really it now. I sometimes log on to my new account, but um, yeah. And consumable roots, which you may need to use against the giant mole. So now we move into the second to last sort of update here, which is uh, reworks to the Slayer. So there's a lot of things that sort of need to be changed, and a lot of players have sort of seen room for improvement in Slayer, and Jairus has sort of taken an interest in this, and they're going to be improving the Slayer helm because right now it's only like what, level 10. It's really, really bad compared to any other helmet, but people still wear it because it gives you that damage boost. So it'll be able to be upgraded to a level 70 item, and also the Slayer gem will be added to the helmet, so you don't have to carry that around to see how many more monsters you have to kill. So I know a lot of people still bring the ring around, so for teleports and that sort of thing, but if you don't have that, you can just use your helmet to tell you how many kills you have left. And there's a way that you can fuse Slayer rings and Ferocious rings, so that way you can teleport to Curadel's dungeon as well as all the other teleports that are available on your Slayer ring. So that'll make teleporting a lot more convenient for people. Um, Freezy will now have more skins, so I do have that, but I'm not really a huge fan of pets in RuneScape. Adopt a brand new Slayer-inspired pet, and unlock many new perks to enhance your co-op Slayer kills. So I'm not sure if people still do co-op Slayer. It's not that good for Slayer XP per hour, but it's just more of a way to hang out with your friends if that's the way you go about playing RuneScape. Um, they're also removing smoking kills as a requirement to earn Slayer points, so that way you don't have to level up your Slayer to like what was it, level 34 or something to get 2 smoking kills, and then after you finish that, then you can start earning points. I mean, you're already level 35-ish by that point, and then you have to get up to like level 60 before you can actually get a Slayer helm. So it's just, I don't know. I think this is a really good way to um, get people to be able to get more points as a result of removing the quest requirement. And now we move on to the and more feature here. Of course, they're going to be promoting their Solomon store, including Grim Reaper armor and some costumes and teleports that are themed around the Bird and the Beast World event. So there could be some really cool teleports there. I'm sort of set on the teleport that I have at the moment. I don't really fancy spending more of my rune coins on anything else that they bring out unless it's like really cool. However, I may go ahead and spend some on this, which is the new retro armor. So if you didn't already know, they introduced the retro armor of dragon and infinity robes. So it's really cool. I did get the dragon, and I just really love the dragon full helm. However, I really think they should have made it so you have to wear the armor to activate the skin. Um, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. I mean, you should have to wear it to get the appearance of the old armor. So hopefully they're going to bring in like the old barrows and next year, and possibly the DFS, because that will definitely make it go back up in price a little bit. However, um, again, you don't need to actually have the item to unlock it. However, the DFS is the best shield that you can really have, unless you're rich and you can get the new Barrow shield. So we'll just have to see on that. Those are the 3 sort of retro skins that I would really like to see come into the game. But I'll keep you updated on that if they do introduce some good retro armors. So that's it. We still do have the world event going on between Vandals and Armadale, and that's really it for the behind the scenes here. Um, there's also this RuneScape companion app, which I'm sure many of you guys have already heard of. Um, and hopefully all these updates will come out in January because they do seem like a really good lineup here for the month. Um, I'm really excited about the Power to the Players, where you can actually vote to see the new content coming into the game. So yeah, that's really it for the behind the scenes, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening. I hope that you guys got a lot of experience on RuneScape while you were listening to this sort of podcast. It's not really all that long for a podcast, but yeah, I hope that you guys learned something if you hadn't already taken a look at the behind the scenes or watched a video um, prior to this. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.